I'm Brittany Renner.
I'm Terrika Foster-Brasby.
I'm Pearl Davis.
And I'm Dylan Gonzalez, and this is the GFY Show.
We are no strangers to controversy.
And we are not afraid to speak our truth.
And we are committed to our love of culture, entertainment, and sports.
And the athletes that play them. We make our own rules, and if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. Now, let's dive right in. So right now, Dylan, Celtics are up 3-0. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little hurt because I'm a little hurt. Even though, like, I gotta give it to Boston. They came gunning. Oh, gunning. They was like, in that thing going crazy. But I'm a little sad because we did like a little bet beforehand and I lost the Pearl because
Yeah, tell her.
Pearl, what was the bet? Pearl, what was the bet? What was your bet?
We bet on who was gonna win, and I won.
Yeah.
I was here with the Dallas Blue. I was holding it down. I was like, this feels like it felt like sacrilegious or something.
She thought there was 5 minutes left. She thought they were gonna come back. I said, Nace.
Yeah.
I was like, they can do it. It was messed up because they really could have. Actually, you know what? Your baby daddy kind of messed up.
Yeah.
What did he do?
And did.
What did he do?
He had a wide open opportunity to hit a three.
Oh my God.
Could have put Dallas in a position to be like right there at it. And that thing just rolled around and rolled right on off. And we like, see, that's where Brittany ain't here yet because she embarrassed, by the way. That he ain't made this shot.
And he missed his free throw.
And he missed his free throw.
I'm like, you guys are missing free throws at this level? I played D3 and we made our free throws.
Accountability, man.
He's officially embarrassed. Yeah, that's right. We were upset. It shifted it. But you know what? It's like, I think what also shifted it for me was like, okay, we're gonna go here.
Let's go there.
I am so tired of the lack of physicality being played in the NBA. I feel like I'm watching a bunch of fairies, no shade, but like, here's the tea. The women's game is much more competitive. I play semi-pro for professional men, okay? And I'm gonna sit here and say that I do agree with the fact that yes, men, you got it. You're physically, technically, biologically superior with certain things when it comes down to it. And so I know I have to be smarter in my physicality when I play men if I want to bust their ass for real. But it's still very physical. And it's like when I see certain things like in games like this, like there was this specific play, I think it was on one of like the last rebounds where a really ticky-tack foul was called on your baby daddy.
Sure was.
It really was. It was like, it was like this. He really did that much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And they call a foul, and that also just changed the whole trajectory of the game. And I hate when refs do that.
Yeah. It's been a lot of that.
And the guys, what do you guys think? I feel like it's conditioning the guys to get softer, too.
I mean, I don't know about conditioning them to get softer, but they definitely are looking for like different types of calls now that we didn't used to see back in the day. Like if I grab you like this, that's not grounds for you to then go flop. Yeah, like that's not grounds for you to go and run to the daggone ref. Like, where's my foul? Like, bro, it's
because it's turned into like drama. Like,
And I hate when they go complain to the refs because I'm like, Kobe Bryant would absolutely never do that. Like, why are y'all going, refs, what are you talking about? Like, it's like, are you kidding me? I hate that shit.
I do that shit. But like, I'm a woman. Okay, first of all, I just have to say it like this. I'm a woman, right? And I just think it's some bitch shit when men argue. Like when they go back and forth and they ba and they're barking. Like I just think that's like a feminine quality, I guess is a better way to put it for those who might feel offended by that language. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend you.
Either way.
But like, lo siento. Because just real talk, I feel like that's a feminine quality. So when I see them like bitching and doing all this drama stuff, it's like, okay, don't call me out for doing it. Because like, yes, you're going to see me sometimes like get in that mode because that's how my fierceness expresses itself. in my competitive femininity when I'm on court. But when I see a man do it, I'm so unattracted. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, that's a whole different conversation,
As a
though.
baller,
Yeah.
but just
That's
as
a
a
whole-
baller. Like,
that's
I'm
yeah.
not attracted to, like, that game. Is
Yeah.
what I mean. Like, not, like, sexual
No,
attraction.
I know what you mean. Yeah, but I'm agreeing
Yeah,
with you and
shifting,
saying
yeah.
like it's a whole different combo because you know it's a lot of stuff that women are not supposed to do on the court that men get a chance to do all the time, and it's not the biggest thing or the end of the world. But for us, it's oh my God, be a lady.
Like
oh my
what?
God,
Like
be
what- like what, for
dainty.
example?
I'm like just in general, anytime like you're driving to the paint. If I'm driving to the paint and I'm doing a 1-2 switch and I go up for it and a girl blocks me and her block just so happens to slap me across my face or knock me on my arm, or a perfect example, Angel Reese and Alyssa Thomas. I mean, granted now, Alyssa Thomas had the whole like, you know, the whole neck roll thing going on, but at the end of the day, right, but at the end of the day, like it's not uncommon to see that kind of physicality, but it was just a whole thing as if like, I can't believe she did that. And I'm like, bro, have you not seen Diana Taurasi? Like, have you not seen like this happen all the time?
They have not. So that's why it's funny to me. There's something that's going viral right now about Candace Parker, who's a freaking legend. Hey, Candace. Anyway, she's a legend. She's WNBA champion. She retired here in Las Vegas. Shout out to the Aces. And there was some clip of her going viral where she was like getting in this like brawl, like literally
Oh yeah,
a
that
brawl.
was with Lynette Pearson. Yeah, that was when she was a rookie. It was her rookie year.
And like people think that this is like new or like it's not normal or like whatever the case is. But now again, it's just becoming one of those angles to try to like market and get people in and have attention. But the feedback on it is what's so interesting because again, it's like no, women have been
doing this
physical.
way.
Yeah.
Women have been fighting like this in my AAU tournaments and stuff. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
I've only been threatened by women.
I say it all the time. Women are way harder competitors. I'm not gonna lie.
I have never been afraid a guy was gonna hit me. I've only been afraid of a chick. I'm like, ah.
So, Pearl, what did you see in the game, like towards the end, where you felt like Dallas kind of fell apart, or they kind of threw the game?
I mean, I just saw PJ missing shots. No offense. No offense, but I was like, what are you doing?
Wow.
It's true, but no, Boston just really came like gunning.
Yeah.
They came gunning, and it was like a lot. Honestly, we thought for a minute, like, yo, are they gonna come back? It was a stretch for a minute. We took a little break. We were like, it's already kind of over.
I thought the game was over.
We manifested that.
Yeah. It was like, and I actually thought Dallas had a good chance of winning this game. I mean, for real, when you think about it, their best defender inside wasn't there. There was no Kristaps Porzingis. So we were like, oh, okay, this is going to be a field day for Luka. They about to go in and have fun. No, and they started off really well. They started off hot. They had a 13-point lead to begin the game. So we were like, wow, okay, this is going to be a great day for Dallas to like make this a series. Now they a game away from getting swept.
Okay, can I have a confession real quick? And this is like kind of random on the finals note, but like, I'm not gonna lie. As I'm watching, I couldn't stop but thinking about the freaking ratings. And I was just like going like, I'm like sitting there like, Jalen, I rated you high, Jalen. you better go off right now, even though I'm going for Dallas. But girl, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was dying. We were talking about it the whole fucking time. I was like, where's Brittany right now? We should be watching this.
You know what I feel like too, from just like what I've seen in the last 3 games, is the Celtics just play better collectively. I know it sounds so simple, but it's like they really move the ball around and they have different players that they can count on, to where it's like, I know sometimes when we get with like the Kyries and the Lukas, we want to give them the ball and we expect them to save the day, but it's like the Celtics really have so many people, in my opinion, that I feel like they can rely on. And it's like they're not like Jason Tatum, if he's having an off shooting night, he's quick to pass the ball. And I feel like that's kind of where it differs from a Luka and a Kyrie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're right. That's a very good point, though.
It's just like he's quick to give the ball off and to let other people shine. And I think that's kind of where, at the end of the day, this is a team sport. This is not the Luka and Kyrie show. It's like everybody has to contribute. So I really feel like Boston, they are just walking a certain type of way. I'm just like, we need to check the closets and see if our brooms are in there, because this motherfucker's about to get swept.
They are getting swept, that's for sure.
Girl, that's your prediction then. So do you feel like going into game 4, you're going to...
I'm not going to lie.
It's going to be a sweepity sweep? Is it the not so Cinderella story? What's up?
I feel like at this rate, they're 3-0. They're getting swept. What about you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Okay, look.
Three and a goose
I'm
egg?
gonna keep it interesting. Like I said, it feels sacrilegious right now.
Because
it's Dallas
blue
right now. So I just feel like I got spirit. Yes, I do. Go Mavs.
Oh man.
You think they're gonna win it?
Look, okay. Do I think they're gonna
Oh wait,
win it? Do I
just
believe
game
in
4.
them?
Game 4.
Yeah, what's our game port?
Look, I'm just going with game 4 prediction right now.
Yeah.
So who do you got?
I can only take it one game at a time. And like I said, might be a little sacrilegious for me to go against Dallas. So therefore, I'm going to stick with Dallas as far as my game 4 prediction right now. Because I just want to see, like I told you guys the other day, I want to see good basketball played. I want to see like something that's going to make me go, whoa, oh my gosh. And to me, like, I don't know. Maybe, again, I'm just being like a drama queen or something, but I just feel like seeing Boston win it in a sweep like that is just kind of like, okay, yeah. But, like, if we saw Dallas come back and be like, oh, like, there will be this whole other energetic shift around the culture. And so I got to go with Dallas.
Okay, Dallas, what about you?
I originally said that Dallas was going to win in 6. Originally.
Okay.
I stuck with that yesterday for game 3. I was like, Dallas going home. Dallas gonna stay home because
They're going to Cancun. They're going to Cabo. Real soon.
Dallas is about to take a cruise somewhere.
Absolutely.
I can't in good, like, this was the prime opportunity for Dallas to really take control of their own destiny, and they didn't do it. So I have to say that I think, reluctantly, Boston is gonna win a championship.
Pearl, what about you?
I would say Boston too. I see you switched over. I see she's learning.
Lucky the leprechaun is laughing right now. He's like, you motherfuckers
follow
stop.
the lead. I'm like, yo, look, all I'm saying is, y'all, come on. It might be in prayer, but
I will say that I am a bit thrown off because I thought it was going to be a more competitive series. So for it to be 3-0, 3 and a goose egg, I am like, it just feels very lackluster. Like, let's just go ahead and get this over with.
that's
Like,
what I'm
give
saying.
me over quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just like, I wanted a little bit more of a fight. Well, we are about to get into what is going on in the WNBA. And right now we have the Las Vegas Aces. They have lost 3 straight and are now 5-5 on the season. Is this a cause for concern? Let's phone a friend. Dylan?
Hello.
Hi.
All right. You know what? Okay, I have to say this. I have a lot of faith in the Aces because we're talking about the back-to-back champions, number 1. It's still, relatively early right now. There's obviously a lot of stuff that's going on in the league. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in people's lives. That's just real talk. And there's also things like the USA. So I think that right now, and a lot of the players from the Aces, a significant amount, we have Asia, we have, I believe, Kelsey, we have Jackie. Who else? Anybody else? Chelsea. Yeah, so it's like we have all these different players who are on Team USA. So there's a lot of different stuff that's going on within the dynamic of the team, but there's such a strong team. So I do believe that we're at 500 right now. So it's like, as long as we're at 500, we're not under yet. We're not under. So therefore, I'm not concerned quite yet. And I say yet because if it does start taking that, like, oh, we're starting to dip, and because I have not seen that from this team. This is not a team that goes below 500. That's the kind of talent that they have. So right now, I'm like, okay, y'all got this. Just like, how I feel about Dallas. Y'all got this, but even more confident. I actually feel more about, like, I'm a little closer on the Boston side. But I do have confidence in them. So yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Denise,
I don't. It's going downhill.
Pearl. It's going downhill?
Pearl is just trying to challenge me right now.
Why do you think it's going downhill?
Look, I just think the team chemistry just is not there this year. It's just not there. And I think once you're at 500, it's a wrap.
Wow.
What's your response to that? What's your response?
Well, I mean,
You're not going to win the whole thing with a 500 record. Good luck.
Well, I mean, Chicago won the whole thing with a 500 record in 2020.
Look, I have
Anything
no hope.
is possible. I don't know. I'm not concerned, but I think they have concerning parts to their team. Like, I'm not concerned overall, but I'm concerned at things like their bench isn't scoring. that's something that can be a concern later on. They don't have Chelsea Gray right now because she hasn't played and she's like the best point guard in the world. However, she recently was upgraded to questionable for tomorrow's matchup. So maybe they're like, we want to make sure we're trying to like grab, maybe we'll, try to ease her back in. But those are the kind of things that concern me. Like, they're not playing well defensively, and Asia is the best defensive player on the team and in the league.
Reigning
defensive player of the year.
So where's she at?
So basically, it's like, this is Asia. Asia is playing like the best player of the world. She's the best player in the world right now. So like, Asia, we're removing you. When we remove you from the team, everything else is where I'm like, so not concerned like today, but let's fix those things.
But who's undefeated in predictions right now?
Girl, that one prediction.
Pearl's 1-0, but she's not
1-0. And now she's trying to run the world. She's trying to run the world.
Don't hate me because you ain't me, all right?
Pearl's 1-0 right now. Hey, you know what? We got to give it to her. I got the valid point. There's tons of other really great teams. So that's the other thing is like, we're starting to see so much talent start to, like, I feel like, let me put it like this, the margin of talent at one point I feel like was really drastic. Yeah. Like with the teams, the chemistry, the coaching, the development, all this different stuff, just, put it on the table. So I feel like now, especially because we're starting to have expansion teams come, there's so much talent, there's not enough teams.
Yeah.
There's so much talent, there's not enough roster spots, which is actually crazy. So when you think about it, I think we're starting to see that shift with some of these different political plays and moves. Like the way that the WNBA works is a lot different than guys. Like you don't really have to be under contract to play on a team for real. Okay. You just or like have a guarantee of anything. Like you can go off and go crazy just because it's like there's so much just random talent that might not always have the accolades or whatever, but can really freaking play. And like I said, I think in these other spaces with like, Chicago with the Sparks, like she mentioned, you're starting to see different talent start to really rise up. So I'm curious to see how the rest of the teams do and how they develop, because that will also tell me, do we have as much concern as Pearl says we should have?
There's room for concern. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough, Pearl. So moving right along here, Bill Maher suggests that Caitlin Clark is being attacked by the WNBA because she isn't gay. What are your immediate thoughts when you hear that?
It's so funny to me how everyone thinks everyone in the WNBA is gay, as if there are no heterosexual women in the WNBA. So
but would you argue that it's majority?
Oh, come on.
No, would I argue that it's majority? I mean, I don't know about majority.
He's wrong. Okay, Pearl, what do you feel?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it could be, but like there are a lot of gay people in the WNBA. Let's just be honest here. There's a lot.
I mean, there are.
And I do think that, the media pushes a certain narrative, but I wouldn't
What narrative would that be?
I mean, I think anyone that falls into like the woke LGBT whatever, like they'll push forward as an icon. But I wouldn't say there's enough evidence that I would make it definitive.
Okay.
So,
Fair. What about you, Brittany? What about you?
I mean, do I think
is it righteous? Is it? What's up?
Oh, so you guys know I'm biracial, right? So I'm black and white. So I'm like
ditto twin.
Gray area. Like literally, I'm gray.
That's not right.
Am I black? Am I white? I'm gray. And I think I came out of a white pussy. So I can say this. I can say cracker or honky. And I feel like white women in particular, or just white people, they are just very fragile. White women specifically. So I think there's this whole narrative that she's like this little victim that's just getting picked on and bullied by all like the big black girls. And it just needs to stop. You heard it here first.
I'm actually trying to figure out what was the unpolitically correct part, because it's the truth. Like,
I'm like, because she's not gay. It's like, please, it's not. No, at the end of the day, bitches gotta earn their dues. They gotta pay their dues. So you come into a league, you think you're gonna be the face of it. That's not gonna happen. Okay,
it's already happened. Come on.
But the thing is you have to pay your. But it didn't happen because at the end of the day, if she really was using her white privilege would have got her on the Olympic team. But it didn't. It stopped there because there's still some traditional steps that you have to go through. You got to pay your dues. So I think what people are wanting is her to skip the line because she's white. Because there's an Eminem and there's a Caitlin Clark.
And I can speak on it because I'm white. I'm half white. I came out of a white pussy.
I can say it. You can't. Oh, my earpiece came out. But that's the truth, though. I'm sorry. People don't want to say that, but it's like these white women are just very fragile, and I just am fragile and also conniving. So I just feel like for me, well, I'm half conniving. Watch your back. So it's just so I just think that's for me. It's like everybody wants to. But what I will say is I think white people collectively they're very happy to have somebody in the race.
Yeah.
Oops.
I agree.
Oops.
I agree.
Oops! They ain't had nobody to cheer for, but now they got Caitlin Clark, the great white hope.
Okay, well,
Why do we need the white hope in 2024? My earpiece will not go in.
Look, I'm telling
It doesn't
you.
want to. It doesn't fit. I'm gonna take the shot. So I'm sorry. Do we have any objections to what I said? Anybody? 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 Can I get
I mean, I don't really agree, but I see, you know, I wouldn't say I follow it crazy close, so I'm not gonna, but the clips that I've seen, I would say were pretty aggressive even for basketball. That's what I would say.
Oh, girl. No way. Angel Reese getting choke slam isn't a story. Because you know why? It's a black on black crime.
No way.
It goes right under the radar. Oh, well, this happens all the time. Yeah, fuck this fucking earpiece. I'm sorry.
Plus, it's to be fair, yeah, I think it's trying to give we have this hopelessness. It's definitely giving, we're trying to criminalize, we're trying to villainize, we're trying to typecast, we're trying to use a certain energy to be able to create certain images and identities for certain people to be confined within, not to have success. And it really goes down to the brainwashing of even how people treat people, how people view people, how people get profiled, all these different things. And it really is down to those semantics, for real. So even when we look at just the agenda of what's going down behind all these conversations with, you're saying, Caitlin, and how we're trying to have this push. And mind you, it's you see Angel getting pushed, you see all these other girls getting in fights, you see all this other stuff happening that honestly might even be arguably more intense than some of the things that we've seen that's happened to Caitlin. But because she's a viral conversation.
She's a little white girl.
Because of that, because yes, real talk, honestly, the push for that is very real because the game of basketball has been dominated by who?
And also, we live in a very racist country. I don't know why that's groundbreaking.
We live in a
news.
racist world.
We live in a racist world. So that's
right
why,
now.
we're going back to what you said yesterday about the storyline. White versus black. I don't know why people want to act like it's the race war. It's all of that. It puts its division. It is
well, I mean, it's always going to be all of that because it's the WNBA, right? It's a league that is majority LGBTQIA+. It's a league that is majority black women. And I remember the Sports Business Journal doing a study in 2020 where they literally surveyed 550 articles. And of the 550 articles, 112 names mentioned were white players and 55 names mentioned were black players. So black players don't even get the same amount of marketing, even within storytelling or any of that. So it's one of those things that's so obvious, but everyone wants to tiptoe around the race conversation. But you can't tiptoe around the race conversation because it's quite literally what drives almost every narrative behind it. And I feel really bad for Caitlin sometimes, to be honest, because Caitlin, whether she thinks it or feels it, I don't know, and I can't say definitively because I've never heard her say it. I've never seen it. I've spoken to Caitlin many times. I've never seen it or talked to her or about any of that. But it is the media and people within the media structure, and it is certain people who are fans of hers that continue to drive this narrative, and they're running with it.
I think I've never seen clips of her doing any of it back. Have you?
Clips of her doing what back?
Overly aggressive play.
No.
It's not her style.
That's my point.
Caitlyn get physical out there. I've seen several
I've seen her throw some elbows. Actually, as a matter of fact,
Caitlyn threw an elbow at Kennedy Carter, which is why Kennedy Carter came up on her and hip checked her the way she did. She talks junk on the court. I seen it. I literally just saw it. And that's okay because that's what competitors do. But everyone is going to respond differently. So I can't be mad if Kennedy decides that she wants to hip check
these women
maybe her get back might be, I'm just gonna talk shit to you the whole game. Everybody's response is different, but Caitlyn absolutely gives it. She has to take it, and she does take it, but her fan base are the ones that are I can't believe it.
I have never seen her do an equivalent.
Oh, let me find a clip for you.
You can show me.
I'm gonna find a clip for you, Chuck.
But I'm saying that's why I think people see her as the victim, is because you don't really see her doing it back.
But ask yourself that question too, right? Why don't we see clips of her doing it back? Why don't we see clips of?
It's intentional, right? It's an imaging thing.
It feels
intentional.
Because it is.
Because it is.
Oh my God, because it is. We're not gonna say it, because that doesn't make news. That doesn't fit the narrative. And I feel like, again, it's something that just
matter.
It's so like glaring to me. And I'm just like, it's okay if people enjoy the racist storyline and the division. That's cool, but like, let's just call it for what it is and just enjoy it for what it is. Like, let's just not pretend that it's not there.
Yeah.
It's a story because of this. And again, like, I think white people collectively, they have someone to root for. They have a dog in the fight. And then there we are, right? Now we're moving right along. Moving on to our next topic, fire or flop. And we have Denise Garcia tuning in to help us rate these fits of their WNBA girlies. Now let's get it started.
All right, now, first up, we have our girl, Rakia Jackson, representing the 313, part of the Los Angeles Sparks. Fire or flop? Denise?
I've got to say fire.
Pearl?
I think this looks great.
What do you like about it?
I mean, you don't really see too many girls wearing that, like the pattern of it. And I think she looks really great in it. And I like how she tied in the boots and the sweater. I think it's fire.
Yeah. Pearl?
I gotta say flop.
Why? What don't you like?
I'm not a big fan of belly button rings. I'm not a big fan of thigh-high boots. I'm not a big fan of the crop top's okay. It's just not my kind of look.
You have a crop top on right now.
Yeah, but it's like slight. It's slight. But with the belly button, I don't know. It's just not my style.
Allegedly. What about you?
Fire.
Fire. I feel like she looks like a doll.
That's right, Triplet. I can see us in this.
Absolutely.
All
right. Moving on to the Barbie, Angel Reese, Chicago Sky. What we got, Denise?
I think it's fire too. I love the diesel shirt with the bag, and then the boots too. I think she looks great in it.
Pearl.
I'm sorry, I think it's flop.
Jesus
Christ. Pearl!
What don't you like about the fit?
I like a very simple style. That's just
okay. I see.
And so the purse is a bit much for me. Where are your pants? That's my other question.
They're invisible, obviously.
And with the pant, shorts with boots is just weird to me. I gotta say flop.
In your mind when you see it, what do you think of?
It's a no from me.
Okay, no. All right.
Fire. That bag is hitting. That did it for me. The accessory did it for me.
Yeah, I love the bag. I'm not gonna lie, the face is sitting.
Yeah.
She definitely looks like a Barbie to me.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
You know what I was gonna say? Not only did she sell me on the fit, she just sold me with the attitude. What's up, Angel girl? Yes, honey. The attitude, the movie. See the little hip dip? Yep, that's a little pose. You probably learned that from me, didn't you? No, I'm just kidding. But no, for real. You see her with her little pose and her little attitude, and it's like she knows she's looking good. She's looking dead at you in the camera. She's just selling the whole thing for me. And I would definitely wear that outside, not just in my house. Outside, just like that.
Just like that.
Straight like that. Actually, matter of fact, I will ball in that.
All right. So we got 4 fires and 1 flop. Okay. Now we will move on to Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark. Denise, we fire or we flop on this?
I think this is a big flop.
Why we gotta
Nothing.
like that?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely.
You guys, I ever leave my house looking like this, please send me to change back in. Please. Her fake as fuck for that.
You guys,
Girl, how do you feel?
you guys already know what I'm gonna say. Fire.
That's because I can see you you're probably wearing the same shoes right now.
You're wearing the same outfit she got on.
Caitlin, you got a great style.
Oh my God.
I don't like.
Y'all are tuning right now.
I don't like the overly attention grabbing style. I just like a simple.
Basically,
Look.
Basic.
that's exactly.
There's a difference between simple and basic.
Now see, Caitlin,
She looks cute. The only I have
does look
one
cute.
slight thing. The jeans are a little baggy for me.
okay.
Okay, because you got some short shorts on right now, girl.
Caitlin could have worked this if her shirt was just a little higher and the shoes. I don't know what's going on with the shoes. I don't know if that's K-Swiss or Converse. I don't know what that is. But if she could have did a different top and maybe some different shoes, I think she might have been able to work this. But it's a flop for me.
Yeah, I know, it's an absolute flop for me as well. I feel like it gives no effort. It's like, to me, I don't know who paid you to wear that, but not all money is good money, Caitlin.
Yeah, like I want to say I'm like hot and spicy right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm half and half with it because
You're half.
Here's why, because it's a flop for me because of just the execution again. Because I picture myself in it, right?
Okay.
So it's like, but if I pictured myself in this, and again, like she said, maybe if I had this pearl midriff
The
going,
pearl midriff.
you know what I'm
She
saying?
got her belly out.
And we put some accessories on it, then like yeah,
It could be
But
fire.
Otherwise, it's just too
All
basic.
right.
It's just too basic.
Denise, thank you so much for joining us. Bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.
See you next time. Ladies, it's been a pleasure. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.